Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the season finale of PRL Season 9. Now here, we join Maznat's party. He struggled to get connected at the start of the session, actually missed qualifying would start at the back. Unfortunately, that would pretty much hijack my first lap. My second was alright, but Kart Dude put in an incredible lap and Bozza beat me as well. But look at Kart Dude's lap time. Questions will be asked, and there's the answer. Sectors all over the place. Some sort of glitch has put him in front, so we had a custom grid, got Maznat in the session, and Kart Dude would start third where we believe his time should have put him. Bozza, congratulations on that first pole of the season. Fantastic effort by him, just eclipsed me a little bit. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a very good lap in. However, he did the job. Now, if you watch Kart Dude, he's all over the place with connection issues. You can see from Maznat's perspective here. Thanks for the footage to Maznat and Murph, who provided that for me. He obviously noticed there that Kart Dude was disconnecting and rejoining. Bit of a lag spike there you could see on Bozza's car when Kart Dude rejoined. Unfortunately for Kart Dude in the Force India, he wouldn't be able to take any further part. Several cars getting the fastest lap at the end of lap 2. It was a hefty battle. Unfortunately, Maznat, trailing at the back, having to make an early wing change, would come back into the race late though, so keep an eye out for that. On lap 3, the DRS was first enabled. Had a little go there at Bozza. Wasn't able to get the job done, but then I went to the outside for the second DRS zone, and this would be a bit closer. He squeezes me right to the blue line, which is absolutely fair, although that tap was a bit out of nowhere. We go deeper than he does, but he has the inside. He's still there according to the arrows, and you just saw his nose cone. I'm as wide as I can be, and he just about gets in front. Great racing there, but look, Murph right behind both of us, keen to get in on this action. And I'm very late on the brakes. There's no contact, but I have forced Bozza wide. Murph gets round one, and then I can't go wide, and he gets round me as well. So Murph, third to first in this final sector. From Murph's perspective, you can see class piece of driving there. May have gone a bit off track, but I don't think it really gained him much time. I was going to let Bozza back through for that late move I made, but he actually got back past before I intended to let him through, which was on this next straight. And that allowed Craig to get his nose down the inside of the hairpin. Actually, he got into the back of Bozza at one stage, and that may have helped me get back past because I had the DRS. Craig did too, but I had better traction on the outside, and it looked like I had lower wings as well. It wasn't too obvious, but in the braking zone, we are able to go around the outside and set ourselves up nicely for this next straight. Nemo would retire, unfortunately for him and Force India, now both out of the race. Don't know how his right rear came off at turn 1. Now Craig was all over us. What a battle this has already been. Only lap 5 now. I defend on the inside, but in front you can see some side-by-side action as well. We'll jump on board with Murph to see what he's seeing here. He tries it around the outside of the triple chicane. Little bit of contact, has to go across the inside of the right-hander. Gets forced over the curb as well. So Bozza, defending for his life after that maiden pole position, back on board with me, and Murph's down the inside at the last corner. People making overtaking points on this track that didn't exist before. Looked like there was a bit of contact down the front straight here. Craig almost put the move on me. I had to turn away from the corner because I wasn't sure if he was going to go for the move or not. He actually pulled out, very responsibly of him. And Murph's through. Murph got through at turn 2, so he's pulled an over and under here at turn 1. Bozza not with the greatest exit. And into turn 2, not many moves made there. Once again, we change back to me in the Sauber, and Bozza's found a way to get side by side with Murph again. And history repeating itself with contact there at the hairpin. Craig's Renault down the inside, and I was lucky not to lose a portion of my wing there, I'd say. Several cars now with DRS, but it looks like I might be able to get Craig back as soon as he gets past. So on both occasions that the Renault had his nose in front of me, in that case his entire car, it would be back to third for me by the end of the next straight. Murph almost got caught in the curb, and I had to avoid in case I lost a portion of my front wing. And now Murph going for a move like I did. Boz has gone a bit deep. That'll present Murph with an easy overtaker on the outside, given that that's his favourite part on the track apparently, around the outside of the hotel. And he's done it again. Incredible stuff from Murph. He fends off Bozza at the second last corner. I now get down the inside at the last corner as Craig makes it into the pits. I think that was Craig. So yes, he's going for the undercut. Very smart move by Craig. And now I'm going for the lead on Murph. Finally I take the lead, although you'd think it was done and dusted from that point of view. But no, Murph is still there. You can see his front wing. I actually cut the corner a little bit there, didn't get the greatest momentum. Anyway, we are finally through. Down the inside comes Murph once again, and this time the move, very popular move this race, allows Bozza to come sweeping around the outside. We'll have a look on board with Murph. He tries to avoid contact but pushes us both wide. And Danny, who's crept up under the radar, gets people joining in front of her. Now, we're back behind Bozza again. Now I try to go around the outside. Have to turn away from the corner at one stage to avoid contact, but it's done. It was very close, and now the cars behind me are starting to pit. Danny had pit on the previous, like Craig previous to her, and that was Murphy in that time. We go on to the soft compound.
Go now.
Intending to one stop. We'll see what those guys are intending. It looks like Danny and Murph also on the one stop, but they're in front of us importantly, so the undercut has worked really well. HSV on his return has retired unfortunately, and now have to get past Murph again. So the battle renewed in this second stint.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Finally, a bit of more of a simple move. Took me a couple more laps to catch up to my teammate Danny, who's come from, I think, 6th on the grid at one stage, to now being in the net lead because the cars in front, Craig and Maznat, both have to make a second stop, given how early they've gone on to the super softs, not softs. As you can see now, Maznat in second. Around the outside of Danny, I just make the corner, and that's technically now a Sauber 1-2. As soon as I started making inroads into the Red Bull of Maznat, he would pit, go on to another set of super softs, I believe, and then exactly the same scenario when I caught Craig into the pits for a final stint on ultra softs in his case. So now it was a 1-2 for Sauber, but then it was instantly blemished by the fact that Danny Rocks disconnected and Maznat goes past her. She's now down to 6th and indeed would be not able to rejoin. Maznat went on a charge trying to catch up to the podium. He would do so with the pass on Murph, and then would go after Bozza, who lagged a little bit. He lagged a bit as well when I was around him, but not too severely that anyone would be taken out. Maznat wouldn't have enough time to charge me down though, and it would be win number 9 of the season. What an epic duel with so many different drivers. At least 6 people deserved the podium in that race, but only 3 can fit obviously. I'd say Craig deserved it. Danny definitely deserved it because her strategy would have put her second. Unfortunately, Murph would also miss out, given his epic passes that he made in that race. We finished without a penalty, which also helps, but that's the end of the season. I've been Jacko. See you in Season 10.